Welcome to Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I'll be covering every studio song the band has recorded and every bonus track that I can find. Each week we'll go over a new song from the beginning to where they are currently, and as they keep adding albums, I'll keep adding shows. Let the deep dive party begin.
In the magic garden, some were singing, some were dancing.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I am your host, Scott Haskin, here on another episode of this band-endorsed but fan-based podcast. Loving every minute of going through this new album, Chaos and Color. We are working on our next song, which is song 9, Fly Like an Eagle. And this is another entry from Russell Gilbrook and Simon Pinto, who have already given us some amazing work on this album. So first time hearing the song as the entire album. I'm kind of sad that there's only a couple more songs left to review. This podcast has been pretty amazing to do over the last couple of years of my life. I've gotten to interview the band and former members of the band, people that have been involved with members of the band. It's really been a pretty amazing journey for me, and to really dig into all the songs and not just listen as a fan, but really appreciate everything that's gone into these songs. Now, I haven't really covered a whole lot about the history of the band because that was never the point of the show. There's always interesting things that come up that might relate to a song or an album. But for the most part, I've really tried to stick with just focusing on the art that the band has produced. I think there's enough documentaries and interviews and all kinds of stuff out there that delve into the history of the band. And this was really about highlighting the music. And so we're going to get into this newest song on the album now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the journey as much as I have enjoyed bringing it and spending the time going through each and every piece of music that this wonderful band has created. Let's dig into it. Here is Fly Like an Eagle. Boy, this song is no nonsense, that's for sure. Right out of the gate, just exploding. This one is done in a 6/8 time signature, which it's nice. I like to hear the band mixing it up a little bit. And, you know, sometimes these outside influences will bring that, just a different perspective. Can be a little bit more experimental at times because they're coming from a different set of knowledge and history and experience and creativity. And so a lot of times that can freshen things up a little bit. And I like this. I like the feel of it. I really like the synthesizers. We've heard a lot of Hammond organ on this album. There's been, I think, some pads and a little bit of synth in the background. But this is really the first time that I can recall from the other songs that the synthesizer is really more of a forefront solo instrument. So that's a cool way to start off the song. Explosive energy right off the bat. We're going to get some vocals here. So let's see where it goes. Definitely loving these vocals. They're, again, a little bit on the darker, more mysterious side. There's just something about this tone that Bernie has found for this album that is really unique, not stuff I'm used to hearing from him. And I love the sound of it. Really great, solid drumming here from Russell, of course, and a great groove that we're hearing. This is another cool start to a song so far. I say that as if I expect it's not going to be. Of course it's going to be.
Mind's eye, dream quest, the spirits know what to do.
You know, I really like the way that the Hammond is oscillating behind the vocals there. It kind of gives it like a almost that rhythm of an engine starting, that you know, really, really enhances the vocals. And on top of the tone that Bernie's using and the octave that we're getting from Phil, this is a really cool and unique sound.
Spells between heaven and hell, let the voyage guide you through. Fly like an eagle, cutting through the skies. Let your breath teach you far beyond your eyes.
What a great chorus. I love the change there. Really felt like a new direction, yet the power and intensity of the song was the same. Really cool the way that Bernie went up in pitch there and just brought a different level of power to it, because honestly, there is a certain level of power in the verse, and then it just seemed to find another gear in the chorus. So very cool. And then return to that pattern again. I'm really digging the groove on that too. And I'm hearing Mick in the left ear and Phil in the right. And the balance on this is really, really good.
Endless space, warm embrace. There's no judgment from this view. Ancient rituals from the Cheyenne to the Sioux. Raised souls, rabbit holes, enlightenment pursued. Fly like an eagle, cutting through the skies. Let your breath teach you far beyond your eyes.
You know, I was just thinking this song's got such great power to it. I really think this one could translate very well to the stage. I mean, honestly, they could do the entire album, and I think it would all be stage worthy. And not all songs translate to the stage very well, but I think this album so far, everything I've heard really would. But this song in particular, I would really love to hear them do. I think it would be amazing to take this energy in the studio and bring that to the stage and see it just come alive. I think that would be amazing.
We're going deeper now, through time and space. Connection passing by, it all falls into place. Looking for some meaning, find out who I am. Clear in my mind, I can now understand.
Great bridge, nice change there to lead into that keyboard solo. It's really hard to identify that sound. It seemed in part like like a good classic 70s Keith Emerson type synthesizer, maybe a Moog. But then it also kind of felt like an 80s synth at points too. So really not sure what that sound is, but definitely worked well with the song, and a great performance from Phil. Just bursting with, I've got to get this out of my system and onto the tape, and then Mick just comes in and takes over and gives us just another brilliant performance. This one felt really guttural too, like he just really, really felt it deep inside and just had to just grind that guitar until there was nothing left. Just amazing, spectacular sounds coming out of him, and the performance from both of these solos is, you cannot ask for better. Absolutely cannot ask for better. And there was a nice bass run in there too that I heard come through a little bit. The bass is a little bit more buried again in the song in my headphones, but I like what Russell was playing. He was stepping it up a little bit, but not overplaying, not just throwing fills everywhere. Like everything was very, very tasteful. Upped his game, but didn't overplay the hand. Of course, I live in Vegas, so I got to use a freaking poker reference.
Between heaven and hell, let the voyage guide you through. Fly like an eagle, cutting through the skies. Let your breath teach you far beyond your eyes. Fly like an eagle, cutting through the skies. Let your breath teach you far beyond your eyes.
And just like that, it was over as quickly as it began. That song really just went by fast. Granted, of course, we're coming off of doing a much longer song. We've got another long song after this, but man, it's just here and gone. Great song. I definitely could have used another 2 or 3 minutes of that. Honestly, I like that they're not, as much as I love chasing that, solo that's so often done in music, especially in rock. When a song fades out, they do the long fade. We've talked about this on a lot of the episodes over the seasons, where I just like I feel like I want to chase the party, and I want to follow where the song goes as it fades out. And I almost feel, it's weird to say, but I almost feel cheated out of that on this album, because I'm so used to wanting to know where the song goes. And I feel like these are so final, because so many of them just end abruptly. And this one has a very logical ending. It's not like out of nowhere. It makes sense the way it ended, but at the same point, it's like, but I want more, like more. But I mean, that's just because it's such a good song. So great energy on this one. This is another one that I would just love to hear what the original demo was that was brought to the band from Simon and Russell. And boy, if there is a potential marketing opportunity here, guys, for those of you in power or have the ability to make these decisions, if you're listening, you could do an album like an EP that would be called Before the Chaos. Would be a perfect title for bringing us the rest of these versions. You could just do it as an EP, $5, whatever. I think that would be a lot of fun to really understand, as we did with the opening track, Save Me Tonight. It would be really cool to see the progression that we got to see with that one. I think that these songs are so interesting. I would love to hear the original idea and then how it was translated to be on a Uriah Heep album. I think that would be so cool. I'm so glad we at least got to hear the one track. So I'm not going to complain if it doesn't happen, but I'm just saying, for the fans, that would be a great opportunity. Just my thoughts. Anyway, great song. And we've only got a couple left on the album, guys. And then we're going to have to wait for the next album. So even though they haven't even started touring for this one yet, I'm hoping that somebody's writing some songs for the next one, because I'm just enjoying this one so much. It's like when the writing is this good, you don't want it to stop. Like, keep that train going. But I also want to see them on tour. I know that they've got some dates, booking some festivals and stuff. I haven't seen still yet anything for North America yet, but my fingers are still crossed that will happen at some point here in 2023. We'll just have to keep up with it. Dave will be posting those on the official Uriah Heep website, uriah-heep.com. Go check that out for all things Uriah Heep. If you want to learn a little bit more about Mick Box, you've got mick-box.net, which Dave also runs. I have some links to, what some of the guys are doing, their Facebook pages and stuff, their Twitter accounts, all on the main page of this podcast, which is at www.scotthaskin.com, and then click on the Uriah Heep podcast link at the top. There is no S in my name. A lot of people try to make my last name plural. It is not. It's singular, Haskin, Haskin. And just to let you guys know, as of the night I'm recording this, the Twitter account, all of my Twitter accounts are officially gone. I've deleted the app off of my phone. Everything is out of my life, quite thankfully. I don't think it's the greatest of environments in social media. I don't think any of them are all that great. But I do find that Instagram is a lot nicer, and really Facebook can be too. Although it seems like a lot of the groups are being infiltrated by these ridiculous death notices of people who are still alive. I don't understand the jollies that people get out of those things, but I've at least minimized the amount of ridiculousness that I see by getting rid of the Twitter account. So if you're looking for that, the Uriah Heep podcast on Twitter, it's gone, as are my other accounts that I had there, Mental Sauna and Scott Haskin 31. But you can find all the things on the Facebook page for Uriah Heep. You can find them, all the links and stuff on the webpage that I just said, scotthaskin.com. Click on the Uriah Heep podcast link, as well as my two other podcasts, the Haskincast podcast and Backtracks Aerosmith Revisited, that I do with my friends John Mariano and Corey Morissette. So check all that stuff out, guys. And of course, the Deep Dive Podcast Network, all those links are on the bottom of the page. There's a growing list. It's pretty incredible. And, God knows who will be on there added tomorrow. So keep up the listening. Thanks for all the support. It means so much to me. I hope you guys all have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Do something great for yourself and do something great for somebody else. It takes so little effort to make somebody's day, to put a smile on their face, to enhance their life just a little bit. Just let people know that you care. That's all it takes. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Cheers. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. If you have enjoyed this show, please consider going over to Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast outlet, leaving a rating or a review. Be sure to subscribe to make sure that you are notified when new episodes are available. Please be sure to share this podcast with your fellow Uriah Heep enthusiasts and anyone who you think would like Uriah Heep, which should be everyone. And if you are so inclined, please feel free to contribute to the Patreon account. And if you are not a Patreon subscriber, you can also pay through the PayPal link on the website listed in the show links below. I would also like to thank Uriah Heep for their very generous support of the show, and thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Happy days!